It's your boy Joe back at it again. CodingPhase.com. Your boy's back. I done did it again. One more time. What's really good, guys? Hopefully you guys are doing great. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing. You know me, I'm doing alright. Yeah, man, today's live stream, I want to come in and hang out with you guys a little bit. I also want to go and give you guys some of the cool stuff that we add into CodingPhase to give you guys experience, right? So I was actually looking at somebody's resume recently, and I realized, that when somebody doesn't have experience, usually their portfolio looks crazy, right? To be honest with you. Because in reality, you haven't really built anything. You really haven't worked in a team. You don't know how to use Git properly. You don't know how to keep track of projects, right? As far as like project management tools, like none of those skills is there. And believe it or not, those are probably like some of the most important skills that you need to have as a developer, and that will actually impress companies, because that's what you do at the job. Being a developer is a position that you have to collaborate all the time. You either got to collaborate with the clients if you're working at an agency, collaborate with a design team, collaborate with the marketing team, collaborate with the products team, the team that's gonna build the features or come up with the ideas for what type of features they gotta build, right? So it's very important that people get experience, right? Also too, from a client, right? How do you go in and get experience from a client, right? You could do things like Fiverr, Upwork, right? Talk to small business owners, help them out with their websites, with their web applications, etc. Right? So yeah, definitely you need to get experience, right? Some type of way, right? It doesn't matter which one you choose, but you need to start putting yourself out there, right? So when you show up to a job interview, right? And not even the job interview, I mean, the first stage is being able to apply to a job, right? When you apply to the job, they're gonna look at your portfolio, and the portfolio is gonna be the one that's gonna determine if you have the skills or you qualify for the job, right? And then from there, they're gonna go into your resume, and they're gonna look in there to see if there's something that stands out about you, right? As far as skills and, of course, experience, that they could say, well, this guy can come in and help us with this project, can come in and work for this company. And then from there, you get an interview. Now, some companies with a good portfolio and being able to show your skills, even though you might not have experience on your resume, they will call you and actually go in and give you a call and set up an interview. But we need to start giving you guys like even more chances of getting hired, right? Every single year we're adding new stuff to CodingPhase. We're updating what we have on our system. Like you see, if you go to CodingPhase.com, you'll see the Tech Accelerator V3, right? That means it's version 3. Every year we've been improving on it, right? And that's because you need that, right? The industry is not something that is set in stone. Like, for example, the way how you got hired in 2008, it's not the same as 2012, and it's definitely not the same as 2015 or 2020 or 2022 or 2024. Like, the industry keeps on changing, and you need to have the right resources to be able to go and get the jobs at that current time. Not by like, well, I just learned how to code. Learning how to code is just one part of it. You get what I'm saying? So every year it becomes a little bit harder. That's the truth, right? If you try to get a job in 1998, it was easy. You just show up with a little bit of HTML, CSS, and maybe just a computer science degree, and you got hired. That's it. Nowadays, it's not like that. Nowadays, you need more skills, more things, more experience, right? For you to stand out in the sea of zombies, right? It's a sea of zombies, right? It's a whole bunch of people learning to code just to learn to code, right? With no purpose, with no idea how they're gonna get a job, right? And they're flooding the market, to be honest with you, right? When you go in, you might be qualified for a position, but guess what? 2,000, 3,000 people that watch a YouTube tutorial, they're applying to the same job. They're not qualified, right? They're not qualified. They don't even have good projects. There's people that have shitty ass portfolios. I mean, you guys have seen the portfolio reviews that I've done here. And there's portfolios that I just don't even want to show it because I don't want to embarrass the person, right? Because it makes no sense for me to give a 1 out of 10. But I could tell you that out of 10 portfolios that people send me, usually it's about 6 of them, out of 10, 6 of them, that if I was to do a video on them, I will have to rate them less than 3 out of 10, right? So that lets you know that a lot of people, they think they got it, but they don't got it. So for you, that you might have the skills, you might have the right look, right? When you apply, you might not even get seen because the flood of zombies already fucking flooded the whole gate. You get what I'm saying? So that's something that you have to be, you have to be careful and you have to think about. How do I stand out from all of the zombies that's out here, right? All of those people that's just like, they're seeing somebody eating granola, walking around Google, and they're like, well, I want to be a developer, right? And they just watch one tutorial, and now they're applying to jobs, right? You get what I'm saying? There's a dude that literally watched one video, and he's like, this shit is easy. They told me I could get a job with no experience. I learned the basics. Let me start applying to job. That dude is flooding the market. You get what I'm saying? Now, when people do get to see you, because they will see you, when they get to see you, you want to go in and grab that person's attention. You want to make sure to let them know, I'm the one. You get what I'm saying? I'm Obi. I'm Anakin. You get what I'm saying? I'm the one. Yes, you saw 100 other people, but I'm the one that you need. How do you do that? It's multiple steps, right? First of all, you got to have a portfolio that catches the person's attention, that shows me, hey, this person put time into this person is qualified. And then from there, have good projects that's related to the job that you're applying to. The worst thing you want to be doing right now is doing a JavaScript snake game or doing some random bullshit. Like, for example, I could be applying for, I don't know, let's say a React developer job. And my portfolio is full of Java applications that don't even have a website. It's just Java applications. This is not 2008. This is not 2008, guys. Just to let you guys know, right? This is not 2008, right? This is not 2012 where people will recommend you of, hey, man, you're a developer, you're an engineer, just apply to the job. No, now you have to cater to that position. This idea that I'm just an overall developer, I'm going to apply to everything, it's not going to help you out in the long term. Because guess what? If I'm looking to hire a React developer and there's a guy that's applying as a React developer and all he has is Java projects that I can't even see, he's just giving me links to GitHub, but then another guy shows up with actual React projects and actually using the framework and showing me real applications, not just a to-do app, who's gonna get the interview? Do you understand? So you have to go in, not only create a good looking portfolio, because that's your suit and tie. You know what I'm saying? You don't show up to an interview with a wrinkled shirt. No one's gonna take you serious. That's your portfolio, right? Now your projects. Those projects need to be catered to that position, right? Then from there, once you get that done, your icing on the cake is some type of experience. of working on a team, of working with a client, of generating income for somebody. Do you understand that? Right? So again, I'm trying to give you game. I'm trying to help you out. Okay? Submit Shamar says, look at this. This is on the chat. He says, bro, I spent 4 years learning this stuff. Now I'm feeling lost in the zombie horde. This is where you got to go and pivot. If you don't got a job in 4 years, there's things that you did wrong. It's not your fault. It's the advice that you got. It's the influencers that you found on YouTube. And it's not your fault. It's the YouTube algorithm, right? YouTube is going to promote to you the things that you're looking for. So, for example, if you go in and you say, well, I want to get into the tech industry, and you search online, what are the top paying jobs? Guess what? The top paying jobs is, it has certain type of skills. So everybody's searching for those skills on YouTube. So now an influencer comes in and gives you those videos, gives you those tutorials, tell you these are the skills that you need to learn to make $150,000, $100,000. But guess what? Those jobs require experience. So now, as a beginner, you learning those skills at this moment when you just starting, now it puts you on a bad track because you can't get hired with that skill because you don't have experience. You get what I'm saying? So now YouTube is gonna continue giving you what you're searching for, not what you need, right? If you search right now, just give you a good example. Let's say you get sick, or I don't know, you trying to figure out something, right? Something that's gonna be like a solution to a problem that you have. Go ahead and search it on YouTube. I guarantee you the solution to the problem that you have, it's in videos that have less than 5,000 views. The videos that have 1,000,000 views and up usually don't have that value that you need. They're just giving you general information, or just like, fucking random shit that is just like a bunch of keywords and very good editing and very good thumbnails. Guess what? Those are the videos that go to the top. That shit doesn't get you results. It's the same thing with web development. It happens the same, right? And it's not the creator's fault, right? Because a lot of creators want to create good content, but then they don't get views. So why would you go in and spend 4 or 5 hours or even more than that creating a video to then from there only get 100 views, and then you don't make no money from that? 100 views doesn't pay not even 10 cents to some people. So at that point, the YouTuber or the influencer is going to say, you know what? If I'm going to invest my time into this shit, I'm going to do the thing that's going to get me views and it's going to get me people to come and follow me. So they're going to go in and give you the same shit that everyone is giving you, right? So for you, right, it's not your fault, but there's things that you're doing wrong. No one should have 4 years. No one should have 2 years without getting a job. A year to a year and a half is the maximum that you should be able to spend. Coño, this people, sorry guys, people calling me. I hate that. I call people and they don't pick up. And then when I'm live or doing something, now they want to call up. No, I'm live. I'm busy right now. Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, like, damn, people threw me off my thought. Going back to what I was saying about, just getting the experience, right? And how, sometimes in YouTube, again, going back to YouTube, right? So YouTube goes in and promotes you certain things that it's not beneficial for you. You should be able to find a job in a year to a year and a half at a maximum, right? That's like if you like completely, like, you're doing this shit by yourself, you're not having no help, you're not having anything, it shouldn't take you more than a year. If not, there's things that you're doing wrong. And this is why it's so important for people that is going through those stages. Go to CodingPhase.com, guys. Again, I'm not like gonna say, hey man, I got the best service in the world. No, I have the best service for you, right? For you that's trying to find a job in the tech industry, for you that's trying to switch careers, for you that's trying to get a job sooner than all the other places you're gonna go to. That's it. There's plenty of places where they have better editing, they have better audio, they have animations, they have testing grounds. Like, for example, Code, what's the name of the company? Code Academy, right? Amazing, testing. Like, you could actually write the code and practice. That's a great system. But guess what? It's not CodingPhase. CodingPhase doesn't have to have those things, right? CodingPhase is to help you find your job, get you into the game. Now, if you want to go in and have an interactive programming course, shit, Codecademy is great for that. But Codecademy is not going to get you the job. Codecademy is one part of it. Codecademy is like a practice, right? Think about it like this. It's like you have a coach that's going to help you win the playoffs, right? Codecademy becomes like the gym. It's a nice gym where you could go and train, right? But you can't just show up to the gym and think you're going to win the playoffs, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen. You need a good coach. You need a good team, right? And that's what we have on CodingPhase. But I definitely recommend to also have other services like that for you to practice. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And again, I do recommend just go to CodingPhase. At least look at our curriculum. Look at what we have. I know some people that watch this channel and be like, man, I want to sign up to CodingPhase, but I can't afford it, right? We're not expensive at all. If you really think about it, for everything that we give you, all the courses, right? We're giving you coaching. We're giving you portfolio reviews. We're giving you the projects. We're searching for jobs for you and giving you that list so you could just apply to those jobs, right? There's a lot of stuff that we do that no one else does. So at the price that we give it, it's literally for the same price that you will pay for a gym membership. Nothing more, nothing less. So at that point, it's up to you to realize, like, do I go to CodingPhase or do I just continue being here with the zombie horde, right? If you want to go in the zombie horde, go ahead. Come talk to me another 2-3 years later and tell me how it goes. I know for sure that most people that come to CodingPhase, they get more results much faster and actually learn the skills. Not just learning how to code just to learn how to code. They actually learn how to build things, how to actually build applications, how to actually create email campaigns for businesses, how to run websites for those businesses so they could generate income, how to create online stores for businesses, how to go in and maintain those businesses. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's what you got to start realizing. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention in this video, and this is why I created this live stream, is that we are going beyond what anybody else is doing, right? As far as to help people get experience. Right now, I'm setting up all of the systems to be able to, systems and process and workflow, right? To have the students from CodingPhase work with CodingPhase. What do I mean by that, right? So, similar to boot camps, right? One thing that's cool about boot camps is you could go to a boot camp, and at some point, if you're actually decent enough, right, you could maybe even work for the boot camp as a teacher assistant. So a TA, a lot of people that went to Lambda School or App Academy, all those companies, right, they end up, if they can't find a job, they end up working for the boot camp itself. And it's a good idea, but it's a flawed idea. And I'm going to tell you why. Being a teacher assistant is not experience. It's not work experience. Work experience is when you work with a client, when you work with a brand, when you work with a business, and you're actually helping that business generate income, generate leads, right? Or solve a problem for the business. This is why a lot of TAs, I know a couple of them, right? Some of them that went to Lambda, some of them that went to App Academy, Full Stack Academy, a whole bunch of the boot camps that's out here, right? They become TAs and they can't find a job. And it's because no one respects that as experience, work experience. Now, where could that work as experience? Let's say you work for a company where they actually teach other people. So then now you have experience because you was teaching other students how to code. But guess what? People are not becoming developers to teach other people. They're becoming developers or paying for a bootcamp to become a developer working for a company. So the idea is good, but it's flawed. So again, because in CodingPhase we're constantly updating and looking for new opportunities and new ways to help the student, we're going to take a little bit of the idea and we're going to actually improve it. Now, you might say, how? Well, there's a bunch of things that in CodingPhase at itself, right? The company can use some of the skills that we teach to the students, right? Now, we're opening up an internship. We tried this before. We tried it for our agency, right? And it worked and kind of didn't work, right? Now, with this situation that I'm setting up right now, it's going to work even better than when I try to do it with an agency. Because what we're going to do is we're going to start bringing in students who we already know have the skills. Like, let's say someone already went through the courses, already have the portfolio, already have their projects, right? And they're in the process of applying to jobs. There's a lot of them that they're already at that point. So those individuals, we're going to go in and we're going to bring them into the ecosystem of CodingPhase, the company. Not just CodingPhase. Hey, you was part of CodingPhase, you learned on CodingPhase. Now we're going to bring you behind the scenes so you could actually work within the company in actual real projects. So this way you can actually see how to work in a team. You can actually see how you actually affect and your code and your work affects the company and its growth. And at the same time, you can actually put something on your portfolio. Hey, I worked at this company. I did an internship for CodingPhase, and I built a funnel, right? I built a online store. I built email campaigns, right? I worked on building a forum, right? I worked on building online quizzes to help the students, this, and that. Like, now you're going to be able to go and build the things that is part of CodingPhase, and you could actually be part of it, right? Now, this is a non-paying opportunity, and it's not for everybody, right? If you're the type of individual that I need to get paid for my work, guess what? And you don't have no money in your pocket, you're like, man, bro, I got no money, I got no time. Get a job. Get a job and just continue doing that and continue applying, right? For someone that has an extra hour to 2 hours a week and is looking to actually start building real applications that people is going to see, that real users are going to use, and you're going to actually see how it actually affects the company and how it actually goes in and generates income or generate leads. Now you have something to show to a company when you apply to them. Guess what? And now you're going to be able to have that on CodingPhase. And it's a great idea, right? You know why? Because I need to make sure that not only the portfolios are good, The projects are good. And yes, let's say, for example, having those things give you a 10% chance of getting hired, right? Because some people say, whoa, 10%, that's so low. I'm looking at it that if you're applying to 100 jobs, you have the actual chance of getting 10 people to go and call you for an interview, right? You probably even more than that. You apply to 500 jobs, let's say, at the highest. But out of those, let's say 50 of them actually went in, looked at your portfolio, and decided, I want to go in and give this person an interview. But then they go to your resume, and then now you show you have zero experience, you've never built anything for a real client, you've never worked on a real company, right? You have nothing to really show for. So let's say that 10% goes down to 7%. My job is to bring this up no matter what. Where instead of being at 7%, we bring it up to a 10% chance of you getting hired. And I know it sounds crazy because when you look at it, like 10% is so low. But that's the truth. When you apply to a job, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get the job. You actually have like a less than 10%. When people show up with the bullshit projects that they have, the bullshit portfolios that they have like a 1% to 0.5% of getting hired. We bring it up to like a 10%, which is great. I know it sounds crazy, but this is how conversion rates work. Okay? I treat every student's portfolio the same way how I treat a business. When someone goes to CodingPhase.com, I'll give you an example, right? You guys go to CodingPhase.com. Guess what? We got 77 to 100 people in here. Out of the 100 people, most likely it's going to be 3 of you guys who sign up to CodingPhase.com. That's like the average. That's a 3% conversion rate. No matter what you do, so long as your product is good and you have a decent page, your conversion rate is going to be at a 3%. Okay? That's like normal, industry standard. When you bring it up to 7%, 10%, 15%, you're doing amazing. All right? We're using that same concept for your portfolios. This is the stuff that we talk about on CodingPhase. This is what we teach on the portfolio blueprint. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. That shit $20. Go see it. It's the best thing that you're gonna get, because we're treating all of this like a business, and that's how you got to start thinking of yourself as a developer, right? You're not just a regular person, right? There's a line where Jay-Z says, he says something, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Does that make sense to you guys? I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Meaning that I'm not just a dude that puts a suit and tie and say, I'm a businessman. No, I am the business. Me, myself, my persona, I am the brand. I am who I am. Right? And it's the same concept that you bring to yourself as a developer. You need to start thinking you are a business owner. Your websites, you need to keep track of your conversion rates. I applied to 100 jobs. When people land on my portfolio, how many of those people that I actually applied to went to my portfolio? That's what we call how many visits we got, how many times people landed on your landing page. Out of those, let's say 100 applications, you got 50 of them, right? 50 of them that actually went to your portfolio and looked at your work. And then from those 50, you had, let's say, 5 to 7 people actually call you for an interview, right? To be honest with you, because you only have 50 people that actually went to your portfolio and saw your work, remember, you applied to 100, 50 actually went to your portfolio, right? But you only had 7 people actually call you for an interview. That's an amazing conversion rate. That means you have what, 14% conversion rate of your applications. That's amazing. But the truth is that if you have, out of those 50 that went to your portfolio and book your, let's say, not book your call, but got to set up a call for you and interview you, if you had 2 people, right, that's still good. That's above the average of conversion rates for any landing page, for any business, for anything you do. Even for e-commerce, if you go in and you're getting a 2 to 3% conversion rate, that's the average. That means you have a business. You're working. And I know this concept sometimes might be hard for people to understand. This is why when you see people go in and they go on like on YouTube and say, "Man, I applied to 500 jobs and I only got 2 interviews." Your conversion rate is horrible. Whatever you have on that landing page, whatever you have on that website is garbage. That's why you're not getting a call. That's why you don't got a job. You got to bring your conversion rate. Okay? So, again, I'm trying to teach you guys game. If you listen to me, you're going to win. If you don't listen to me, you're going to be out here lost in the sauce, in the zombie horde. Okay? So then now, once you have this, guys, right? Once you have this, you have that conversion rate of like, let's say, damn, I applied to 100 people, right? 100 companies. Out of those 100 companies, actually 2 to 7, right? 2 to 7 actually go in and give me a call, right? And I set up an interview. Now, how do I go in and increase this? So instead of going 2 to 7, I could get 10 people, 15 people. It's the little things that you start adding to whatever you're offering. You got your portfolio, you got your projects, great. Now your resume. What do you have in there? What have you worked on? What have you done? Have you generated income for a company? Have you actually gone in and worked on real campaigns? Have you actually built a web application or software as a service? Hey, I'm a full stack developer, but I've never built anything that anybody used. Guess what? That shit brings your conversion rate down. You want to increase it. And that's what we're doing on CodingPhase. Every year we're doing cool shit on CodingPhase, depending on what's happening in the industry. Right now, we can't leave shit to chance. You know what I'm saying? We can't leave shit to chance. We can't go in and be like, well, we're going to just leave it to chance until somebody gives me an opportunity. That's the worst thing that you could do. You need to increase your conversion rate every single day. And that's what I'm doing with this internship. It's really to help those people that I know can get a job, but we can go in and put the little icing on the cake so they could go in and get hired even faster and give them a glimpse of what their lives is going to look like. We have a lot of cool projects that we have in the works on CodingPhase. So there's a lot of places where I can place this new interns. And if they have ideas, like you have an idea on things, maybe a service, a product that you think that could increase, the revenue of CodingPhase, sales, or just user experience, and it could increase that for the students or the customers, etc. Guess what? You can actually go and propose that. And then from there, we'll make a decision if it makes business sense. So then now when you show up to these interviews and then you go in there and you explain to them, hey, man, I'm actually a email developer. I worked with CodingPhase. I helped them build a landing page. I helped them with the process of connecting all of the Facebook pixels so we could keep track of all of the ads. We also worked on, building the landing page to connect to Klaviyo. I was the one in charge of the Klaviyo or the Klaviyo account. I was able to set up a campaign for anybody who signed up through that specific newsletter. I was able to use AI to build a sequence of 6 to 7 different emails for whoever signed up for the product, right? Etc. Now you could break down your whole fucking job. This is what you're going to be doing for that company, right? Now, what's cool is that even if you mess up, right, it's fine because I'm going to be overseeing your work and other people that I'm going to go and put into positions. There's other developers that's in the community that I could say I will give them leader roles so they could keep track of the projects of the new developers who don't know that much, who basically this is the first time they're doing this. So not only can we help the people that already been doing this, right, as far as like how to become a leader, how to lead a team, how to work with a team of 5 to 10 developers, and that person is running that team. But then from there, the beginner who's coming into to this ecosystem and learning how to actually work on a team, how to actually do this in a professional environment. So again, it's a full 360, right? And one thing that we was talking about, we did a special meeting on Discord last week, and we was talking about this, right? What do you get out of this, right? Because I always feel weird, even with the word internship, right? Because a lot of people have gotten this idea that internships need to be paid, right? And it's the idea that comes from social media, and also too linking internships to FANG and bigger companies. I'll give you a great example. If you go in and you get an internship at Microsoft, right? Most of those students that go to Microsoft, they'll get paid from $80,000 to $100,000 just for going to the internship, right? Doing maybe a 6 months internship and make like 100 grand. Now you got to ask yourself, what do they have, right, that warrants for them to get 100,000, right? That don't make no sense. This person's doesn't know everything, is a beginner, but what makes them get 100,000? Usually they're coming from Ivy League schools, right? Usually this journey is something that I always explain to you guys. This journey of learning how to code or learning engineering, etc., this journey didn't start yesterday. This journey started years ago, from doing good in school, in middle school, junior high school, right? Going to high school, getting good SATs, going to AP classes, and then finally going to an Ivy League school and getting accepted there. Then being part of a school or a system that already has demonstrated that generates the best type of developers, right? And then from there, those companies are willing to pay the students to go in and have them come to their company because they're competing to get the best talent. But mind you, this is something that everyone in the world is applying to, but only the best of the best actually get. Now, little Johnny that's at home that just started coding yesterday, took a Udemy course, right? Goes online and is like, I can't find a job. Oh, but there's an internship here. I don't want to do no internship. That shit's free. I should be getting paid for my work. Guess what? You're not like that dude that came from the Ivy League school. You're just a random dude that's just learning with no experience. And by you denying the opportunity, you're actually going in and hurting yourself. This is why you see people that have 2, 3 years, 4 years trying to get a job, If you have that long, you should have taken an internship. Now, there's people that do exploit, new developers at companies. And they exploit you, especially in countries like India. Shout out to the Indians, right? But y'all legendary for having sweatshops, right? And it's messed up because usually what happens is another Indian is the one that does it to you guys, right? There's guys that have sweatshops that they're the faces of the business, but then they'll have like 6, 7, 8, 10 Indian guys working in a room with no AC on and a bunch of computers together and don't even pay them, right? Having having a full agency, and the dude be like, man, nah, there's no money coming in, shit, man. But you keep working, you go through this internship, you're gonna get a job at the end, and we're gonna give you a full-time job, and that job never comes. They just have you working for free, right? Internships are what we call apprenticeships. An internship shouldn't be a job. If you're providing more value than what you're getting back, they're taking advantage of you. Give me 1 second, guys. Ethan and Jason Santos.
Thank you.
Yeah. So they're taking advantage of you. And that's one thing that we're going to make sure on this program that we're setting up right now on CodingPhase, that we're giving you more value than what you're actually giving to the company. And that's how it should be. Because you shouldn't go to a company and work for free and go in there and you're like, man, I know everything here. I'm not learning shit. And I'm just working for this company. That don't make no sense. Right? That don't make no sense. It don't make sense to you. It don't make sense to me. Now, if you are in a company where you have leadership, right, that's actually helping you, that's actually sitting down with you and explaining to you how to build things, how this thing is done professionally, right? Now that's an internship. Now that's an apprenticeship. You get what I'm saying? That's what's important. If you're going in and you're just doing work for somebody and you're not learning shit, you're not getting no value out of it, they're taking advantage of you. And that's something that we're definitely staying away from. We're not trying to do that. Because I always feel weird when I say, man, I'm going to do an internship. And people hit me up, Joe, I want to work with you. I want to do an internship with you. Do this and that. And I rarely do it just for that specific reason, because I do feel weird with the concept of somebody working on something and not getting compensated. But at the same time, most of the people, they're not ready there. They're not ready yet. And that's something that we're going to go in and we're going to emphasize in the program of the moment we feel you're ready and we know that you're good to go, we're going to let you go. What do I mean by that? At that point, we're going to say, hey, man, thank you for your services. Hopefully this experience has been great. Ethan and Jason Santos.
Who's that?
Ethan and Jason Santos.
Santos family 2, they need a tag. Santos family 2, they need a tag. Kevin 32 and 3.
All right, guys. Come on in, guys. So my kids. Come on, guys. Sit down. You gotta clean this car. Oh, thank you.
Welcome. Have a great day.
You too. All right, cool. Leave it there. We're gonna go wash this car right now.
Wash it.
And get you guys something to eat. So yeah. So again, guys. Sorry, guys. I'm live right now. Say what up, guys.
What up?
What's going on, YouTube? Say what up, YouTube.
What up? YouTube?
Look, my kid's mad big, right? Yo, it's crazy. So yeah, so that's my number one thing, right? My number one concern is to make sure that who we bring into this program, we make sure that we provide more value than they're providing to us. And at the same time, there might be some positions that we just might go in and say, you know what, we like how this individual works, we'll keep them as a contract, right? Or we might give them a full-time job, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that we're doing with CodingPhase that we're expanding beyond, beyond the stuff that we've been doing here, of just creating courses and training and all of these things. We're soon about to jump into, the e-commerce side of things, also, of like selling t-shirts, selling keyboards, selling laptops. We just got a brand new connect, right? A brand new partner that's gonna be very interesting. This is how also too how I got those MacBooks that we gave, right, for back to school. That might be a regular thing, right? Because right now I'm partnering up with another company, right? Or not another company, another individual, to get different type of products that we're gonna be selling under the brand and the umbrella of CodingPhase. A lot of people come to me and tell me, hey man, what type of laptop do I need? Hey, what type of keyboard should I have? What type of monitor should I have? Guess what? We might go in pretty soon and have an online store that's gonna provide all of those things, which is also going to expand on the type of features that we got to build and more things that we got to add to the company, right? So that's going to be very interesting, right? And that's one of the reasons too where I'd rather hire within. Instead of me hiring random people from outside, I'd rather hire people that I know their work ethic, that I already work with them, that I already trained them myself through an internship, that the people that we have, we could go in and say, hey, now let's put them in leadership roles. I told you guys, I'm taking CodingPhase to the maximum, right? CodingPhase is not just, hey, we're learning how to code. This is a brand. So we're definitely going out of our way in continuing this. Shoot, we might have CodingPhase real estate soon. CodingPhase is just, it's the main company, but I could have as many subdivisions of LLCs under my umbrella. And as I continue to grow with different businesses, I want to go and hire from within. So yeah, so those are the things that we're doing, right? To make sure people have experience, because I don't want nobody to miss out an opportunity because they didn't have a little bullshit internship under their belt or a little bullshit client work, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people to go in and not have those little things and miss out on opportunities. So yeah, shout out to everybody that's in here. Murbucket says, how do you feel about relying on AI to style project websites? I have been creating full stack projects and I got lazy, lost interest in styling in my page, so I rely on AI. Will this hurt in the long run? No, because if you know how to do it, then fine, use AI. The problem is if you don't know how to do it yourself. If you don't know how to style something, right, then yeah, using AI, you're just using a crutch. But then the day that you have to go and build it yourself, or you have to debug something, or the AI is not spitting out what you want. Like, for example, there's times you give an AI, again, like Cursor, Claude, ChatGPT, you give it a command, a prompt, and it doesn't give you the results that you want. All right? And now you're typing the prompts 2-3 times, and you're writing detailed prompts, and it's still not giving you the results that you want. But if you actually knew how to do it yourself, it would take you 10 seconds to go in and actually just write the code, put the CSS properties. Do you understand? Now AI becomes less productive than you're actually coding it yourself. AI is not supposed to be something to replace, your skills. It's supposed to enhance it. And when AI fails, you're supposed to go in there and go in and build it. That's how you use AI. By the way, anybody that's interested in like learning how to code with AI, go check out my Cursor AI course. Right? Go check it out. In there, I break down how to use Cursor and how to actually use it for email development, front-end development, PHP development, right? Pretty much everything that we teach on CodingPhase, every type of career path. So if you're on that career path that we're offering, use Cursor. Learn the skill, and then come and use Cursor. If it took you, let's say 3-4 days to do something and build, like, let's say a small app or a landing page or whatever, right, to make it responsive and everything else with it, guess what? You could do it in an hour to 2 hours with Cursor AI. I've seen situations where I've saved myself a week's worth of work, and I was able to do it literally in just 2 hours. Now I'm talking about a week. That's another thing too that we're gonna be implementing and showing people in the internship, right? Because we don't want you to work hard. We want you to work smart, right? A lot of the stuff that we're gonna be doing in the internships for the students, we're gonna show them how to use AI. So if they only have 1 hour per week to work on this internship, that 1 hour is a productive hour. You're basically doing what you would do in 2 to 3 days in an hour and 2. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, right? So my job is to teach you, to train you, right? And then from there, go and show you the shortcuts. It's just like when you go to school. I don't know if you guys remember this, like in high school, if you had a cool teacher, the cool teacher will go in and teach you like let's say like an algebra equation or something like that. And it looked difficult. The first time he shows it to you, he's like, well, this is how you do it. A plus B equals C divided by pi, whatever, right? And he goes and shows it to you the long way. And you're like, damn, this shit is hard. This shit is, I got to remember a lot of steps to do this thing to get the results. But then at the end, once you got it, he comes back and gives you the shortcut. He said, you know what? If you do it like this, that's it. It gives you the same answer. Why? Why do teachers do that? It's because you have to understand how it works before you get to the shortcuts. Because guess what? If you go and learn the shortcut and you don't understand how it works, then now when you actually need to create something, or let's say if it was like a math equation, let's say you have a problem, you don't know how to solve the problem. You don't know when to use that math formula or that algorithm. You don't know when to use it because all you had was the shortcut. And you learn how to do the shortcut, but you didn't understand what was under the hood. You get what I'm saying? So it's very important that when you're using AI, that you understand that. Okay? All right, guys. Let me see. ChatGPT. David E says, ChatGPT doubled my productivity at work. Best thing ever. Yes. I use ChatGPT for text. Like if I'm gonna write a text or an email or stuff like that, I use ChatGPT. For code, I use Claude Sonnet. All right, guys. Listen. By the way, go check out CodingPhase.com if you guys want to learn how to code or how to get into the tech industry. Right? Go check it out. Take your time. You know, it'll cost you nothing to go look at the website. Okay, so links in the description. 20% off, guys. So go check it out. I'm actually about to drive somewhere right now, so I'm gonna see you guys later. All right, but definitely look out for the email, guys. For all of you guys that are Diamond members, we're gonna start adding you guys for the internship. Okay, take care, guys.